welcome to another episode of Omni Education Ielts Edition. I'm your host, Mr. David. Today, I want to talk about some tips for the Ielts reading questions true, false, not given. These questions can be some of the trickiest in the reading section, but if we follow the process, not so tricky at all. Before we start, let's review what the terms of the question mean. Okay. In this section, there will be at least one correct true, one false, and one not given answer. The questions follow the same order of the text. Another important thing, which applies to all reading questions, is you have to base your answers on the text only. Ignore anything you already know about the topic. Everything has to cross-check with the text. Okay, let's break it down into a few steps. Step 1, read the statement in the question. Underline or note things like the subject, the verb, any adverbs. Step 2, scan the text for the section that matches the topic of the statement. At least some of the words should be the same or synonyms. Step 3, cross-check the statement and the text. Beware of qualifying words like some nouns, all, none. Some verbs, claims, believes, suggests. Adverbs like often, occasionally, which can change the meaning in subtle ways. Then we answer. If the text matches or confirms the information in the statement, the answer is true. If the text contradicts or is opposite the information in the statement, the answer is false. And if there's no information about the statement, the answer is not given. And one general tip, if you're not sure, it's best to choose not given, because probably that means you can't find the information, so there's a good chance it's not there. Okay, let's try one for practice. You can find it in the comments section below. It's from an official Ielts test. Okay, let's dive right into the questions. It's a good idea to scan the passages, but not critical if you're short on time. Here's the first question. NCAR accepts the need for more precise methods of measuring snowfall. Underline the keywords. So we got NCAR, we got the need, more precise methods, measuring snowfall. Step 2, find the relevant part of the text that matches the keywords. We know that it'll be near the beginning of the passage since it's the first question. Okay, so if we look, we have this part here. Despite the many high-tech instruments now available to scientists who study the weather, one measurement remains relatively difficult to make, and that's calculating how much snow actually falls in any particular place during a snowstorm. This explains why the National Center for Atmospheric Research, NCAR, in the USA is experimenting with new ways of achieving a greater level of accuracy in snowfall figures. Okay, so here we have our subject, NCAR, and measuring snowfall, calculating how much snow actually falls, etc., etc. So note the synonyms. We have measuring in the question versus calculating in the text. Measuring, calculating, basically the same. The order of the information is a little bit reversed between the passage and the questions, but it's basically the same content. So we know we're in the right place. Step 3, cross-check if they match. Here we have to summarize in our own words. Sentence 1 says, measuring snowfall is difficult to measure, and this explains why NCAR is experimenting with new ways of achieving greater accuracy in snowfall figures. So, this lines up with the statement, NCAR accepts the need for more precise methods of measuring snowfall. In other words, NCAR accepts that measuring snowfall is difficult, and therefore they are trying to find more precise methods of doing so. Therefore, the answer must be true. Okay, on to the next question. Researchers have found ultrasonic sensors more reliable than laser sensors. Step 1, underline the keywords. Researchers, ultrasonic sensors, more reliable, laser sensors. Step 2, find the relevant part of the text with some of the keywords. Here we find them not long after the info from the previous question. Remember again, it will follow the order of the text. Gutman's colleagues have been testing a number of new snow measuring devices, including ultrasonic snow depth sensors, which send out a pulse of noise and measure how long it takes to bounce back from the surface below the snow, and laser sensors, which work on the same basic principle but use light instead of sound. Step 3. Cross-check. The text explains how ultrasonic sensors and laser sensors work, but note that there is nothing about how reliable each one is. There's no comparison of which one is superior. So the answer must be not given. Number 3. The device that uses motor vehicle antifreeze measures the amount of snow both before and after it melts. Step 1. Note the keywords. Device that uses motor vehicle antifreeze measures amount of snow both before and after it melts. Step 2. Find the info in the text. Here it is again, not long after the info of the previous question. Another device for measuring snowfall is a type of open container with motor vehicle antifreeze inside it. The antifreeze melts the snow as it falls, and sensors measure the weight of the resulting liquid. Step 3. Cross-check. The statement says the device measures the amount of snow before and after it melts. But in the text, the antifreeze melts the snow, and the sensors measure the weight of the resulting liquid. So, according to the text, the device sensors only measure the snow after it melts, not before and after, only after. So the answer must be false. Okay, now your turn. Number 4. Using GPS technology will be more expensive than using the alternative devices being tried out. Step 1. Underline the keywords. GPS technology, more expensive, alternative devices. Step 2. Find the relevant part of the text with some of the keywords. Here we find them not long after the info from the previous question. Remember again, the questions follow the order of the text. NCAR scientists have also experimented with using global positioning satellites to measure snow depth. It may be possible for signals sent from these satellites to measure the distance to both the surface of the snow and to the ground beneath it. Not only would this method be more cost-effective than other methods, but it might be particularly useful for measuring the snow in remote locations, such as inaccessible upland areas and the highest mountain peaks and ranges. Step 3. Cross-check. We're looking for something about GPS being more expensive than the alternatives. Here, it says that this method, meaning GPS, will be more cost-effective than other methods. Cost-effective being a synonym for less expensive, cheaper, which is GPS technology would be more expensive. So this one must be false. Okay, why don't you try this one on your own? Pause the video and take a look. Okay, here we go. The use of a snowboard is particularly effective in areas with high winds. Step 1. Underline the keywords. Use of a snowboard, effective, areas with high winds. Step 2. Find the relevant part of the text with some of the keywords. Since this is the last of the set of questions, we can find it near the end of the text. The scientists also learned that they can improve the results of both manual and high-tech methods of snow measurement by using something known as a snowboard. Basically, this is just a flat piece of white painted wood on which snow can accumulate. Wind shields placed around these can also add to the accuracy of measurements. Step 3. Cross-check. If we paraphrase, this states that snowboards can improve results of manual and high-tech snow measurement, but it says nothing about being effective in areas with high winds. The only mention of wind is the wind shields placed around. So that must be a distractor. Okay, because there's no mention of wind shields in the text, only wind. Therefore, we must mark this one as not given. Okay, so as you can see, if we follow the 3-step process, it is usually pretty clear which questions are true, false, or not given. I hope this video makes these IELTS question types easier for you to tackle. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments any other IELTS or English-related topics you want me to cover in future videos. See you next time.